Hi guys, wind-powered car, second attempt. We're looking at the first attempt, which technically was interesting, putting it together, making the wheels with these bits of plastic to fill in the gaps in the centre of the CDs, but it's still very wobbly on the wheels, so I'm very unhappy with it. So we're going to have a second attempt. I've got two more plastic drink bottles, or pop bottles, 500 millilitres these hold, which is about 16 or 18 fluid ounces, and we can go up to 20 fluid ounces, it said, in the list of bits and pieces we can use. Got some more CDs. Got some bottle caps this time that I'm going to use for the hubs, and I'll use tape to stick them on there because we're not allowed to use hot glue. And for the axles, I've been to Poundland and bought the cheapest set of pencils I could find. Colouring pencils they happen to be. It's a 30 pack for £1. So I'll use two of them for the axles. My plan is I'm going to cut one of these, cut the top off, or the bottom, yeah, probably the bottom actually, and stick it on top of the other one so we got double the length, because I want it to be longer than that one was. One reason is it makes the steering a bit better. The longer the car is, the less effect the steering has on it, or any inaccuracies in the steering. And the other thing is I rather fancy putting my sail in the middle rather than at the back or the front. Using this one, I found if I put it at the front, then the steering was hopeless, it just went everywhere. And if I put it at the back, well, it was okay, but I just want to try mounting it between the wheels and see if that makes it even better. So if I make it longer, I've got more space to put the sail somewhere in the middle. That's the general idea. So yeah, I'll cut the back off of that one, just the last bit, slide it over the top of there and tape it in place. I'll cut it right round the seam. There is a seam at the bottom here. And then just jam it on and tape it together. So there's our double length bottle. Put a layer of tape around it to hold it together. For the holes for the axles, I pushed my map pin through first just to make the hole. Then I pushed my bradawl through to make it a bit bigger. And then the next thing I'm going to do is use that bit of the scissors and work it around to open up the hole big enough for the pencils to go through. There is a problem with doing this. There's very little chance of keeping them parallel. You may well drift off one way or the other. So you want to make sure you keep turning it round to try and keep the hole centralised. It's got to be a good loose fit as well. Clearly a bit of moisture still in there, isn't there? Well, that fits. That's probably still a little bit tight. If you look at that hole, it's not a proper circle. It's almost like a triangle. Right, let's work on the other one. I'll keep going and do all four. Axle holes ready. Now we need to make the wheels. For the wheels, I've got these bottle caps, which happen to fit nicely into the circle just there. So I'm just going to put tape across them to hold them in place. Then punch a hole in the middle and use my scissors again to open it up so we can put the pencil in. Actually, I'm just thinking I might be able to force the pencil into this because it's quite a soft plastic top. So I might be able to just push that in. Right. Just make a hole first. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I think we'll be all right there. We might even get away with just putting one bottle cap on. I was planning to put one either side. But I think I'll give it a little go just like that, see if that'll work. I think I'll go and sharpen that end. Then I can push it through that way. Make sure we've got a little bit of a gap, but not too much. So, on the original one, I just stuck that on the front there. But I'm thinking of putting it in the middle. We'll give it a try straight on the front. Just a bit of tape wrapped around itself so it sticks straight on the front there. And then we'll see if there's any difference putting it in the middle. So a loop of tape wrapped around so it's sticky on the outside. Stick that on there. And that should give us just enough to stick it on there, but I'll have to push it with my other hand. Not sure if we'll see it, but I've put another piece of tape there. It goes down and then across. It's a right angle bend, and that's holding the plate upright at the moment. So we'll switch on the fan and see what happens. Right. Well, the plate's blown over, so I need to put another bit of tape at the bottom to make sure it stays upright. We've now got a bit of tape at the bottom there. So, try again. It's still moving. We've stopped now. So, do we need a bigger plate or a second plate on top of it? Whole stack of them to make a big sail? That's a thought, isn't it? Try and make some sort of a big sail of them. I've got it balanced there at the moment. What I'm going to do is put some tape across there, and across there, and on the front. So we've got a sail that's 3 times the size. That might give us a problem with the steering, because it might take all the weight off the front. But we can always add some weight. Now we've got 3 times the size of the sail. They're just taped together. Let's see what happens. That doesn't seem to have improved anything, does it? Which is interesting. Because it probably doesn't help that my fan isn't a direct fan, it's actually angled. It's got these bars on it. Yeah, look. So redirecting the flow so it's actually going slightly downwards there. That meant it was actually blowing it even further. So let's try that again. In the description it just says a box fan. Well, I don't actually know what a box fan is. Something like this, I'm guessing. So, yeah, let's go for it. Because the actual question was speed. Well, I don't do speed. Depends how you measure the speed. Is it the amount of time it takes to cover a certain distance? In which case, there you are. I just moved a bit further. Yeah, in which case, how do we measure it? Oh, I see. If I get a bit closer to it, I'm actually redirecting the air, I think. Am I? Don't know. Yeah, back to what I was waffling on about. The question was talking about speed, but speed can only be distance over time. So I don't know what distance we have to travel. So I can't measure the overall speed. But it works. So that's option 2. Because it's just occurred to me that we're blowing into a dead end here, so the wind isn't going to be going all the way through, and I need to open the door so we can actually get a through draft. How about going the opposite direction? I think what we've got there is a good demonstration of the aerodynamics of my kitchen. Before we leave this, I did say I'd see what happened if we put the sail in the middle. So I've cut a little gap in the bottom one so we can fit it in the middle. So let's have a look. I don't think there's any significant difference there. Looks like we're still going to get to the end, more or less. Is that going to move any more? It does make a difference if I walk in the way and disturb the airflow. Now we're into the realms of what happens if. I've got 5 plates for our sail now, all just sticky tape holding them together. Fan on. We're going a bit right, aren't we? And that is still going. I don't know if that actually made any difference though, whether we started off faster or anything. We'll give that another try. It is still going, just very slowly. I'll be touching the wall in a second. Right, last go I think. Yeah, I think we started off faster because we're catching more wind, but I don't think we're getting any better distance. So I think that'll do. I think we've played with it enough. You can do your own experiments to see what you can improve on. Clearly the type of fan makes a lot of difference as well. So that's what I've got, and that's what I'm using. It looks like the bigger the sail area, the faster we get going to begin with. but then we have to wait for the wind to catch up again before it moves any further, which is interesting. But I think I've gone as far as I want to go on this, so that will do.
Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.